Hey, Kyle, are you still on?
Yes.
Hey, man, just real quick question. Do I have to hit stop recording when I end the Zoom, or if I just end the Zoom, it automatically stops and saves it to the cloud? You know?
It should save it even if you don't hit stop. It'll just stop at the end.
Sure, because I forgot to hit stop record last night after the install call. All right, cool. All right, so we're going to dive into the Protect One Family website, y'all. Let me share my screen real quick. Y'all, this is something this is an analogy I use all the time, especially for agents that are on my team. Y'all, a lot of us are trying to build a house with this career and are using, let's just say you're trying to frame a house, okay? And you have a air compressor, you've got a framing gun, you've got an unlimited supply of nails in your toolbox, but you're trying to use a rubber mallet to frame your house. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're not using the tools that they have available to them to really build in this career. So y'all, the Protect One Family website, those of you who don't know, it's just protectonefamily.com. Once again, has every tool you could possibly need to be successful in this business. And if you're not using these tools, please start using them. Once again, you should know this website like the back of your hand. Everything you need is on here. So, for a lot of folks, they're like, oh gosh, just starting off here. For a lot of people, they're like, oh man, there's all these different websites. We have to remember the stats site, the FHL Connect site, blah, blah, blah. Can everybody see my screen before I start diving in this?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. Thank you, Erica. So y'all, you can access all the different websites right here from the Protect One Family website. So if you're having a hard time just keeping up with all the different FHL Connect, the stats site, all that, all you do, just go to Protect One Family. You can access everything right there. Agent resources area, leadership resources area, legacy stats login, FHL sales professional login. Everything is right here on this site. So if you really want to just simplify things for yourself, just remember, you can just log into everything from right here on the Protect One Family website. Okay. So agent resources area, and if everybody can please mute their phones, there's a lot of echoing going on. Please mute your phones. That would be awesome. So when you go to login, the agent resources area, this is where you're going to find all these tools available to you. Let me get logged in real quick here. All right, so there's a lot of people who still are confused about the conference call schedule. Guess what? It's right here. Y'all, if there was a book written on how to be successful in this business, written by people who have made millions of dollars of in this business and have mastered this business to a T, would you read that book? I would hope so. And guess what? There is. It's called the Success Manual. It's right there. Y'all, of course, the biggest thing I really want to cover this morning is this blue part where it says all agents. Forms, documents, scripts. Y'all, if you're setting up enrollments or you have an enrollment coming up, y'all, there's all these different forms that you can use. These are great leave behinds. These are great to leave in break rooms. These are great to send to HR benefits or HR directors or business owners to send out to their employees before you come in and do the enrollment. Y'all, these tools are vital to your success here. And we have all types of things. There's tons of different leave behinds and things that you can choose from here. Let's see here. Handouts, articles. Y'all, in the buying atmosphere, we talk about, well, you should be talking about when you're doing your buying, or I'm sorry, not your buying atmosphere, your price buildup. We talk about how expensive health insurance is. And, the average family is paying between $1,200 and $1,600 a month for health insurance. Y'all, here's an article about that right there. And it's just, these are great to use when you're doing your demo. Spouse leave behind sheets. How many of y'all get somebody covered and then they go home and they do a really crappy job explaining this stuff to their spouse and then they end up canceling? Guess what? There's spouse leave behind sheets right here to insert into your brochures to send home with these people. use these things, y'all. Field recruiting handouts, these other things, wellness benefit claim, form, beneficiary change form, all these other things. Y'all, this right here, and I put a message on Boxer the other day. I don't remember if I put it on the Protect One Family chat as well, but once again, y'all, there's the Legacy Success Manual, and then there's the B2B Success Manual. I would highly encourage every single one of y'all, if you haven't yet, to read these. We, in our agencies, we specialize in B2B. There's literally an entire book written on how to be successful in this business in the B2B market. And y'all, this book was written, I don't know what, Kyle, 20 years ago, something like that. But I'd say 98% of it still applies to everything we do today. Y'all, once again, you want to level up, and the B2B Success Manuals and the Legacy Success Manuals, y'all, they break down all the different layers of this business. A lot of y'all have no idea the depth of this business and the different layers and understanding it, and that's okay. I didn't either when I started. But you know what? I dove into these things, the success manuals and the B2B Success Manual, and all of a sudden, my entire view of this business was completely different, because I was finally starting to really understand it and break down the numbers and what my future was going to look like for me and my family if I really went to work and started doing this thing the right way. Y'all, level up, use these tools. Of course, a lot of people have a hard time getting friends. Sometimes, y'all, friends and family can be the easiest people to get covered. Sometimes they're the most difficult people to get covered. Guess what? There's a really good script for friends and family. Just when you call them, just to help guide you on the right things to say when you're talking to them. Friends and family introduction, friends and family approach, reservicing scripts. Y'all, once again, is anybody kind of like, is there anybody that's having like a blinding flash of the obvious moment right now? It's like, holy cow, why haven't I been using this stuff this whole time? Is anybody feeling that way yet? Jason, I see you raising your hand. Y'all, like I said, like this, it's crazy. It's crazy. All these tools and y'all, it's like, I know it's easy to come out of Sales Academy and be really overwhelmed because it's just so much information. I get it. And there's so many tools and different things for you to use. Well, y'all, that's why it's so important for you to know this website like the back of your hand, because when you need something, you know exactly where to go to find it. And y'all, everything is right here. There's also general agent forms. The 21 calendar is still on here for some reason. We need to update that. But the 2022 calendar is right there on FHL Connect if you need that. I would highly encourage everybody to have a copy of that sitting around. Back to basics checklist. A lot of y'all need to print that out right now and go through it. Y'all, it's easy to really get too comfortable with your demo and with your activities, and it's really easy to create bad habits and you don't even realize it's happening. And that's okay, y'all, it happens to all of us. However, you got to get back to the basics because the basics work. Print out this back to basics checklist and score yourself. And I promise you, every single one of you will be like, yeah, I got to get back to the basics. The basics work, y'all. So once again, just y'all, these tools are powerful if you actually use them. Continual training. Y'all, and I know we talk about all the time, the sharpening the saw audios, the elevators podcast, all that. Those are phenomenal. However, something that I have found that is much more powerful on your day-to-day activities and your attitude and your habits are these MP3s right here on the right side of the screen. Y'all, these right here are game changers. And all of these people that are on these audios are legends in this business. absolute legends of this business. Y'all, how easy is it to get in your head in this business? When you get 5, 6 no's in a row, it's easy to get in your head. Guess what, y'all? If you're having a bad attitude, your mindset is just, you know, in a funk. Listen to these things. Listen to these things. I'm telling you, you know, every single one of y'all, when you were hired, for the most part, if you know, I know Kyle and I do a very similar final interview. I know Van does as well. But y'all, one of the things that we discuss, it's number 4, because there's 5 big obstacles to avoid when coming into this business. Number 1 is money focus. Number 2, you know, well, I'll break it down real quick. Number 1 is money focus. You can't be money focused when you come into this business. You should only be focused on 2 things. That's high activity and skill development. That's it. Because as long as you're focused on high activity and skill development, the money's going to come right behind it. But you got to have those things in the proper order. Lack of support at home is one of the things that we talk about. Y'all, if you're having lack of support at home, you need to have a real conversation with your spouse or whoever your support system is and let them know, hey, I'm doing this for us and our future, and I need your support. On those tough days, it's not coming home and your support system throwing you a pity party or you throwing yourself a pity party. It's, hey, you know, help me get better, help me practice, help me study, and then, you know, kick your butt out there the next morning and go out there and do it again. The third thing we talk about is schedule. Y'all, there's only 2 key ingredients to having a successful schedule. Number 1, have a plan for your week. Number 2, follow through with your plan. The 4th thing we talk about is buying in, or people or not buying in. Y'all, you have to buy into this. If you want your future to change and you want it to be successful, you've got the opportunity to do it right here in this business. But you got to buy in. And a big part of buying in is your mentality, your mind focus. What are you thinking about? Y'all, the biggest challenge that a lot of us deal with is the 6 inches in between our ears. It's your own thoughts, your own head. These audios are game changers for that. Okay. Hey, guess what? You know, when you're starting your career, 10 most common mistakes, getting your career off to a strong start, phases of the career, long-term thinking, overcoming a slow start to your career. There's a lot of people on this call who have had a slow start. There's a lot of people on this call who have had an amazing start. Either way, listen to these things. If you've had a slow start to your career, guess what? Rachel Schmidt talks about that, and she was a stud. How to be a top producer in your first year. Like, y'all, this is all information from people that have already done it in the same business that you signed up to do. Why would you not be listening to these things? Guess what, y'all? If your approach sucks, guess what? Some of the best to ever do it in this business, this is them talking about their approach and how to do it the right way. If your introduction sucks, here you go. Building rapport. You know, building rapport, creating a good atmosphere. Y'all, technical, dealing with objections, rebuttals, you know, closing, AFLAC objections, the price buildup, y'all, the transition to the close and closing. Y'all, once again, use these tools, please. Anytime you're in your car, you know, especially if you're driving up to your territory in the morning, or, you know, when you're taking a few minutes to eat lunch, or when you're on the way home or whatever, I never listen to music, ever. I grow my mindset. I develop myself. I listen to these things. Y'all, like I said, these were absolute game changers for me in the beginning of this business. Did it click right off the bat? No, but I kept listening to them. I kept studying them and I kept practicing. Before I knew it, boom, it all came together. It all came together. You know, y'all, listen to this stuff, play it, listen to it, pause it, say it out loud, rewind, do it again until you have mastered your craft. Building your business in the B2B market. All of us work B2B. Why would you not listen to these? Groups and enrollments. A lot of y'all have no idea how to do that properly, and that's okay. You just need to learn it, just like all of us have had to do. These are some great audios on how to do these things. So y'all, once again, you've got every tool necessary to be successful in this business sitting in your toolbox. Make sure you're pulling them out of the toolbox and using them on a regular basis. and quit trying to build a house with a rubber mallet when you've got a framing gun and a limited supply of framing nails and an air compressor in your toolbox. That's going to help you get through that process a whole lot faster. And then, of course, on that same, the continual training, you have a lot of these other amazing things right here. The B2B training videos, sharpen the saw, elevators, but those continual training audios is something I would encourage everybody in this call to jump on immediately. And whatever you're struggling with the most, whether it's your approach, your introduction, the close, whatever, go in there and listen to those audios and just do what they say. Just copyright it, y'all. It's crazy. We encourage it in this business because we all pull for each other in this business. We're all here to help each other. That's what we've created these tools for. So yeah, use them. Last thing I'm going to cover real quick, and then I'm going to wrap this up. Useful links. A lot of people ask me all the time, hey, where do I go to get testimonials? Right here. It's on the Protect One Family website. We have policyholder testimonials. Of course, you can get a ton of these off the FHL Connect site as well. But y'all, we have amazing testimonials from our policyholders right here. Ordering business cards. A lot of y'all are like, hey, I need to order some new business cards. Cool. Jump on the Protect One Family website. It's right there. Sales rabbit info, which I know we're using CRM these days. Business testimonials. Yeah, y'all use those to get into other businesses. So hopefully that's just a really good refresher for a lot of you. I mean, once again, is anybody just like, holy cow, I haven't been using these this entire time?
It was a great refresher for the ones of us that's been here for a while, because I'm constantly listening to the podcast. I do not hardly ever listen. I've listened to them, but I do not hardly ever listen to those on the website now. So we need to message Dylan to get those on the podcast.
Yeah, well, look, y'all. I mean, of course, the Sharpening the Saw and the Elevators podcast those are great. They're phenomenal. However, a lot of y'all need to be listening to these technical audios, and that's what those other ones are for. And if you're newer in this business, my opinion could be different from other people's, but mine is you should be listening to the ones I just showed you before you're listening to the elevators and the Sharpening the Saw. And you need to master your craft before you start diving into some of the other stuff. Of course, those are amazing, absolutely amazing. Listen to those when you're getting a workout in or whatever. But when you're driving out to your territory and you're trying to just sharpen your skill set and the technical side of things, those continual training audios is where it's at. So like I said, y'all, just want to do a quick refresher on all that for you. Every single one of you have access to the Protect One Family website and every single tool on there. Y'all use these tools. Whatever you're struggling with, whether it's your approach, the introduction, the close, whatever, everything you need is right there to help you with it. And of course, you can always reach out to your field trainer and your hiring manager, whoever, to help you with those things as well. But those audios are game changers, and they changed my life and my entire career. So, yeah, use them. Any questions? Takeaways? Anything?
Not a question. I just want to say thanks for covering this, Brad. That website is huge. I forget to use it sometimes. I find myself asking, leadership or a colleague, hey, a question. And it's like, you can find it right there if you just open the website. So thanks for covering that again.
Yeah, man, you're welcome, Rylan. Appreciate you saying that. Yeah, y'all, I mean, usually about 90% of the time, you're like, hey, where do I get this? Or if you're like calling somebody, manager or whoever, hey, where do I get this from? Where do I get that from? It's right there on the website. So familiarize yourselves with that website, y'all. Know the tools that you have available to help you, and use them. Crazy how well they work when you use them. So y'all have an awesome day. I've got a final interview to do in about 3 minutes, but y'all have an awesome day. Appreciate y'all. Let's crush it. By the way, quick reminder for those, everybody, there's a bunch of people trying to jump off right now. Y'all, quick reminder. Never mind. That's just for the Schneider Agency. So I won't announce it in front of everybody, but y'all, if you're in a Schneider agency, make sure you're checking your boxer about the bonuses that our man Kyle Schneider, the best AO in the business, is providing for us throughout the rest of the year. So y'all, if you haven't seen that yet, check it out. We got some amazing things going on. Get out there and start taking advantage of those bonuses today. Y'all, it's a big deal, a very big deal. So Kyle, thank you so much for throwing that out there for us. Everybody else, have an awesome day.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, bro.